Vale, creo que ya está funciona. ¡Hola! Hola, amigos. ¿Qué tal? Vale, ya está. Yo ya lo tengo actualizado. Ya me pone ahí todo perfecto. Me pone excelente. Maravilloso. Bueno, pues nada, pues vamos a pasarnos el Call of Juarez este, que lo tengo desde hace bastante tiempo. Creo que la... No puedo mirar desde cuándo lo tengo, ¿verdad? Me caches en la mar, no puedo. Bueno, que lo tengo desde hace muchísimo tiempo este juego, ¿vale? Y siempre quería jugarlo y nunca he llegado a jugar. Así que vamos a jugar. Historia. ¿Por qué me pone continuar si yo no he jugado a este juego nunca? Bueno. ¿Normal o difícil? Venga. Vamos a jugar en difícil, ¿vale? Con mi maravillosa puntería de francotirador que tengo en PC. Y quiero jugar, pero porque la estética me recuerda a Redemption, mezclado un poco así con Borderlands. Así que quiero jugar por eso.
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
Ah, what are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through. Got a little business to take care of.
Well, sir, it would be an honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
I'm Dwight. That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A couple.
Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
Os pongo allí a la otra esquina
What
de los
about your
FPS para
shootout
que
with
lo
Henry
veáis.
Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a bounty hunter? That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy. First man I hunted was back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked lawman who crossed him.
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every bastard who helped bushwhack John Tunstall.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
Tiene buena pinta. O sea, vamos a ver. No, en teoría he visto que es de largo unas 3-4 horas. Así que vamos a jugar pues unas 2 horitas o algo así. Y hacemos otras 2 horitas después. A ver.
It was about 30 years ago. Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs.
Ha recibido experiencia por conseguir pepitas de la verdad. Ok. Ya.
I threw in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want that sumbitch
Sigue
dead,
siendo muy alto.
let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny
Ahora cuando me den
feeling.
una pistola o lo que sea, ya lo compro.
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
¿No puedo correr?
You heard, Pack. You need to stay here and keep an eye on the road.
That's not fair. We're missing all the fun.
I knew those two morons would never let me through. I had no choice.
Hell, shoot that sumbitch!
¿What? O sea, me ha salido el hit marker, pero... Ok.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Me ha salido el hit marker, pero...
Oh, yeah. I heard the shots and I knew I had to move fast. Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead. I decided to help Billy and the boys out a bit. So that's just what I did.
Son muy Red Dead Redemption, ¿eh?
As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kids' apprehension, Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Son muy Red Dead Redemption, ¿no? Ah, vale, que se está muerto. A ver, que entiendo que estoy en difícil, pero... ¿Por qué cuando disparo sale la ESA en rojo pero no le doy? Pregunto. Hay alguien más pero no le ve.
I knew that going through that front door meant putting my butt in a shooting gallery, so I decided to get sneaky. You're dead. Watch out! He's one of them. God damn it, he's right behind us. Garrett's men
sí te he
were
visto.
running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off. Still, one of them reached the water.
Solo puedes
tower.
evitar la bala cuando tu suerte esté cargado del todo.
Not a bad idea. It would be a turkey shoot from up there.
Joder, sí que tiene cosas.
You ain't going nowhere.
Sí que tiene cosas este juego, man.
Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't as sharp as tools in the shed.
Leave him to me.
A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
Ah. Apuntan bien, es difícil, Cuidado.
Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
Stop aiming, you idiots.
Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house. I cut their numbers in half, but that just made the ones that were left twice as mad. They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo.
Ah, vale, ya te vi. En cuanto le
It was a
veo...
bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house.
Lo único que yo lo escucho
And like
súper alto.
that, I was inside, none the worse for wear. I passed Dirty Dave,
Deader than a rat in a trap.
and upstairs I found Billy and Charlie Baldry.
La única cosa que yo lo escucho súper alto porque como se me está jodiendo el lado este, ¿vale? He tenido que poner aquí un cacho celo para que no se soltase el sonido de aquí.
How about that? Huh? You like that?
Así que yo lo escucho súper alto, entonces intento hablar normal para que me escuchéis vosotros. Maravilloso.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of.
Where'd he come from?
Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm.
¿Una escopeta?
I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like
Es una
flies,
escopeta,
but they
gente.
just kept on coming. That's when Charlie got hit. They're catching us in a crossfire, shouted Billy. Get to the other side.
Mucha gente aquí, ¿eh? La detección de la bala un poco regular, ¿eh?
I personally put down, but it was pretty clear, even to Billy,
¿Cómo coño subir hasta aquí?
that maybe discretion was the better part of valor.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. They got a Gatling, Billy shouted. Get the horses
Un poco
and
regular
bring
el
them
asunto
back.
este, ¿eh?
I'll draw their attention.
¿Qué hacemos contra él?
I said that it was time to cut and run.
Ah, vale.
He directed that order at me, and I thought, why the hell do I have to do it? Many would have fled in my place. But I had that false
Me
sense
encanta
of
como me sale que les doy, pero
invincibility
luego no
that
les
many
doy.
young men have.
Maravilloso.
Like Jack here.
What are you saying, old man?
Jack is Joshua.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Greaves, please continue.
1, 2,
Please call me Silas, ma'am.
3 disparos.
Now, where was I?
You were heading for the barn.
3 disparos para matarle, la madre que le pasa.
Gonna gut you like a fish.
F, uff, la F,
Making my way past the castle of fallen foes.
¿Ya? ¿Os calmáis? ¿Os salgo de aquí?
Sounds like they hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
A ver, jugar en difícil tiene su
Yeah.
dificultad, pero...
And just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up. Finally, I had the stables within my
¿Ya nos
reach.
podemos ir? Gracias.
And that's when I met Sheriff Pat
Voy a
Garrett.
decir, va a pasar
I
algo.
read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
Tiene que pasar algo. No me digas, es un boss. Ah, encima es un duelo.
You challenged him to a showdown.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
A ver, vamos a ver cómo son los duelos de este juego. Vale. Cuando tu oponente vaya por su arma, pulsa para desenfundar. Apunta y pulsa. ¿What? Nos hemos disparado los dos a la vez. Esto es acojonante. Ya se
and
va
that
un
you killed
montón
him
la es.
in a fair fight.
Is that what that Penny Dreadful said?
Se va un montón
No,
la
boy,
mira.
that ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start again. I finally reached those damn stables.
¿Esto para que te enseñasen un poco?
And stepped inside, and last thing I heard was Garrett's voice. That's not Billy.
And go on. How did it end?
And, boy, that was just the beginning.
Es puntería 63%. El fusil tiró la cabeza. A ver. Abilities. Usa 2 revólveres a la vez. Más munición. Combos más largos. Recarga durante un sprint. Joder, que son buenísimos todos. Creo que viene con eso. Creo que vamos a ir cogiendo así poco a poco.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Yeah, after I came to, bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
And the kid surrendered?
When he realized there was no getting out of there alive.
So they locked you up in Lincoln?
Indeed they did. Sentenced me to hang right along with the kid.
Pero tú estás vivo. O sea, tú técnicamente estás vivo, así que...
It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after.
Voy a bajar un poquito esto. Ahí más o menos.
He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet for what he had done to me and mine. Instead, all I got for myself was a goddamn death sentence. Luckily, it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move.
Creo que la está liando un poco.
He shot Jim Bell and a few other guards.
Vale, ¿cómo se escucha? Creo que la está liando. Ah, vale, se escucha de puta madre.
In the privy. What the papers
Billy,
didn't
sácame de
say
aquí.
is that Billy helped me escape too.
Oh,
My first order of business was finding a firearm.
eso es la calidad.
Luckily, I located Deputy Bob
escopeta.
Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun.
Es como el tipo. No me gustan las escopetas.
I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did.
Anybody see Billy? Oh, that little son of a bitch shot Jim Bell!
No entiendo. ¿Se supone que puedes esquivar balas?
Hell yeah. That scatter gun was like a double-barreled
Solo puedo
howitzer.
hacer los disparos.
It could blow a man clear off his feet. You hardly had to
¿No puedo
aim at it.
llevármela?
The kids escaped raised a huge ruckus. Guards were everywhere looking for
Vamos a ir mezclando un poco las armas.
Can't let the kid get away. Anybody see him?
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could, but
Ah, vale.
some of that wood was slippery as hell. whole town was up in arms.
Ha dicho que salte, pues yo he ido saltando.
Suddenly, I was a fugitive.
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever going to find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there.
¿Y ahora?
I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town doesn't have a moment's peace.
Lo tienes un poco complicado para que no te detecten aquí. Lo vas a tener un poco complicado. Más que otra cosa porque no hay silenciadores en este juego.
But hell, if they weren't all waiting for me. Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
You hooligans can go to hell.
Me encanta la detección de las balas.
I'm here. He's in town somewhere.
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and coloring. I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean-ass shotgun.
I've got this. Get your headstone.
Les oigo pero no les veo.
There's children here.
Stop it.
So much lead was whizzing by my head, it was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse.
Le oigo pero no les
Though I
veo.
never did have a great fondness for those four-legged grass eaters. Smelly, sweaty, ungrateful beasts. We prize them too high, if you ask me.
Bueno, mientras que podéis ir disparando así tranquilamente, de puta madre.
I'll flank him.
You're threatening the lives of innocent people.
Es que la F para golpear. Me pone nervioso la F para golpear.
But where was the kid while you were busy getting shot at?
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free.
Extra decency?
So I could be a hapless decoy and draw attention while he snuck out of town.
Segundo cubreteas, ¿no?
I knew if I made it out of there in one piece, no one would put a price on my head.
Hombre, es que si tienes un agujero, pues te...
Because everybody in Lincoln would be dead?
No, because they all thought I was Billy. And all
Hay
that
otro por aquí
blame
que no
would
estoy
fall
viendo.
on him. Meanwhile, Deputy Bob Ollinger was organizing a posse to put me down. He was already a mean son of a bitch, but he was doubly pissed that I stole his mean-ass shotgun. Anyway, it was me or them, and the only way forward led me straight
Mola
to
esto de
perdition.
llevar dos pistolas.
But the cards were dealt, and I had no choice but to play them.
On your tail. How the hell did he get away?
Uf, qué de peña hay ahí.
We're gonna be in deep shit when Pat gets back.
Es como que das y no das. Es una cosa muy rara. Das. Hombre, hay que saber jugar a esto, Hay que saber jugar a esto,
You won't get away with this.
Finally, I found what I was looking for. The stables on the edge of town.
Tardo mucho en recargar. Entre una cosa y
I
otra.
guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Well, sure he did. He dispatched him right after he shot Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. Hello, Bob, I said.
Jesús bendito.
I think you better let me go.
Otro duelo.
And he says, I don't think so, boy. Not with my shotgun. So we stood there in the middle of the street, eyeball to eyeball. He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend myself.
Cuando oigas los latidos podrás desenfundar primero, pero será un acto deshonroso y afectará a tu reputación. Yo no entiendo los duelos, tío. Te has centrado en 68, tu velocidad de mano ha sido 0. Si tu tiempo de reacción 350 milisegundos, ajusta la posición de tu mano con A y D para desenfundar más rápido. Ya, tío, pero me pones esto aquí como si yo supiese cómo funciona, ¿sabes?
I killed him in a fair fight.
Complicado los duelos,
Everybody
¿eh?
saw I had no damn choice. Well,
Está
Lincoln
complicado
got
los
him
duelos.
depopulated that day. Pat Garrett gunned down Billy 3 months later, so his escape was all for nothing.
Complicado lo de los duelos, cuidado.
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico. Until I realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up taking a job at the Rurales.
The Mexican Rurales?
I was hired to help them track down the cowboys.
Episodio
The
2.
most vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County? Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Not really. But truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
Una bala para el viejo. Buena. Venga.
So was the bastard you were after now
rifle,
riding
¿verdad?
with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh,
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits
que
wore
malos son
red
disparados?
scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man. Over there! There! I did my best to help those poor passengers. Moments later, the attackers were dead.
Eso se te pone,
And I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still
se
breathing.
te pone la vista súper borrosa cada vez que te disparan y te revientas.
It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did. They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads, making use of the high ground and whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of
No
nowhere,
entiendo lo de la paz.
and there never seemed to be an end to them.
Hold on. Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force. See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often blunder into regrettable situations.
A mí esta gilipollez de disparar y de repente tengas que volver otra vez a hacerlo no me gusta nada,
But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other
No tengo suerte de eso. Complicado darles, Necesito apuntar más rápido.
Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up. Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim.
No entiendo yo lo de la bala esta, tío.
Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament.
Qué ridículo es la dificultad.
I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me. Bullets were whizzing by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this?
No one will ever find you here.
I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going. And that's when something miraculous happened. Like manna from heaven. I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition. That Masterson once told me it was more important to be lucky than good. And he
es un juego de Ubisoft, no se le puede pedir.
And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunted. Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right. I was done running. And the old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir. I came at them like a wildcat. My fury knew no bounds.
Tarda la vida en disparar eso,
It was finally time for that old man to pay for his sins.
¿Cómo llego? No puedo buguearme. Hay un sombrero ahí. Pero da igual, si lo que quiero es pasarme esto y ya está. Es el viejo. el 10. Estaba con Ubisoft,
I yelled out at the top of my lungs, Clanton, I'm coming for you! A little stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till Kingdom Come. But I knew I could not let that deter me. Not if I was to find and kill Ringo.
O sea, que desde aquí no le vas a matar, o sea...
I needed to get that old man off that gun.
Típica colina del oeste. Segundo, ahora.
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
Don't let them away with that. Reload again. Goddamn bullet. Stop your hiding from me.
Madre mía, entre lo que tardas en disparar y la mierda que dura la cámara lenta.
Catch this, son of a bitch. Put him on. These are good men, young You want stupid, don't me.
No creo que lo mate con esto.
Oh, gotta reload. I don't know how you live.
No sé. Ni con esta, además.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there
Es
alive
táctico este juego.
and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps, and that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
Bastante táctico el juego. Recarga más rápido los revólveres, recarga durante el sprint. Agilidad mejorada durante la concentración. Aumenta el alcance y la penetración, además es más difícil fallar el tiro. O sea, corta, con escopetas me imagino, y esto será... La mira ralentiza el tiempo. Yo creo que así vamos bastante bien. Tiroteo en el aserradero. Esto va a ser así, ¿no? Misiones y misiones y misiones. Vale, pues más o menos si el juego son 3 horas, vamos a hacer 1 hora de directo.
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo. I had tracked him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill. They were loaded for bear.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss
Estos
you
con las
off?
paradas estas
Well,
del
him and
juego,
that
tío.
other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. First, I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Herb's coming!
Get ready, boys.
La carga es más rápido, eso es verdad.
Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise, and after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted revenge. Kill him!
Qué mal está la detección de las balas, ¿no?
So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
Qué más balas, como si fuese Matrix, esto.
Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
¿Ya? Pues están escondidos, pero escondidos, ¿eh? Sabía que se iba a caer.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the Cowboys identified each other. And I was beginning to wish I had one myself.
Okay, now you're really pissing me off.
I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no cap.
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken him.
That lunger should have kept his nose out
Una
of it.
escopeta.
They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was
Prefiero
common
como que
knowledge.
voy más a gusto.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal. Well, to get to that loyal friend, I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a man.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
Estos son que atacan
After old man
cuerpo a
Clanton
cuerpo.
died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot.
Llega al almacén y encuentra a Curly Bill.
Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
Sucked out his life!
Tío, que te he disparado 30 balas, colega. Madre mía, 500 balas que les tengo que meter.
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
A lo mejor yo soy más OP y me gusta ir por aquí. Es acostumbrarse a jugar a este juego.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
Es acostumbrarse simplemente a la velocidad de este juego y ya está.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful
Eso es la
waterfall
escopeta, ¿no?
and a crystal clear
No me interesa.
stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly,
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
¿Cómo llegó ahí? Ah, vale, vale. Voy a decir cómo llegó ahí.
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
Voy a decir, va a haber un montón de gente por aquí. Ah, no, el boss directamente. Ah, es mexicano. ¿Me va a tocar duelo?
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Time to dance with the dead! You working for Wyatt Earp? No one kills Curly Bill! Hiding like a scared little puppy!
¿Por qué de repente es inmortal? ¿Por qué de repente le estaba pegando tiros y no le estaba afectando ni una bala? ¿Alguien me lo explica? Porque no lo entiendo. Madre mía, tío, esto es como el Resident Evil, tío. Son unas putas absorbe esponjas de balas. Es que es acojonante, tío. Le disparas en la cara 15 veces. Es que es acojonante, tío. No lo entiendo, tío. Vaya unos absorbe esponjas de balas, tío. No. Por 25 balas que les meta les da igual. No, pues nada, me voy a quedar aquí. Que vengo. O sea, vaya unos putos absorbe esponjas, tío. Bueno, absorbe esponjas. Absorbe balas. Más bien. No voy a ir, vení. Yo no voy a ir. Si yo no me muevo, ellos no se van a mover. Si se queda bugueado, mejor para mí.
Brocious gave me no choice but to take his life.
Vaya unos
But
absorbe
Ringo was nowhere to be found.
Qué barbaridad.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek
Vaya
Camp.
unos absorbe balas. Bueno, vamos a pasarnos toda esta zona hasta que salga lo de para comprar habilidades. Y ya lo dejamos ahí. ¿Los bosses seguidos? Ah, bueno, este es...
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Yo, por más que hago así, no ocurre nada.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Me la soda.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true.
Me la soda, porque si tardo un nanosegundo más, voy a morir yo.
Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo.
Vale, no tengo más. Voy a decir, no tengo puntos. Vale, por Dios. Vale,
I was
pues,
paid a
ahora
healthy
cuando me den
bounty
el
for
control,
Ringo
paramos.
and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Episodio 3. ¿Cuántos episodios tiene?
Now, wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
Tiene 9 episodios. 9 episodios, tío. No está mal. Vale, vamos a parar, ¿eh? Más o menos...
I knew I needed resources if
No,
I was
no,
going to
no,
track down Roscoe.
Que digo, más o menos... vamos, me refiero, yo he visto en... ¿Cómo se llama? He visto en Google, bueno, yo he puesto Call of Juarez, Gunslinger, Full Game. Hay gente que se lo ha pasado en 3 horas, 3-4 horas, ¿vale? Así que vamos a hacer, pues eso, directos de 1 hora, aprox, ¿vale? Así que nada, me voy a la piscina, que hace mucho calor. Vale.